So your energy manifests onto the rainbow road, and you are this prima ballerina, and you are performing a play or whatever they would call it in front of a big audience. And I see you, I hear like classical music. I think it's like sugar plum music in the background. And I see you doing all of these like twists and turns and jumps and leaps like a ballerina would, and you're commanding the stage, and you're in, you know, like a pink leotard with a tutu, and you're just like doing your thing. And this the whatever, the scene ends and it's the end of the play, and you're out there doing a big bow, and all these flowers are being thrown to you, and then the curtains close. And as soon as the curtains close, it's almost like you have this heavier energy that takes over you, and you start kind of stomping off stage. And as soon as you get into your chair, you know, in front of the big vanity mirror with the lights around it, you slump down, totally different energy. And you're like, I just can't do this anymore. I can't be who they expect me to be. This isn't me. This isn't me anymore. And so a flash forward, I ask, okay, what's the name of this reading? And they say misunderstood. And so I see you now walking from like, it's almost like you go out the backside stage door or something, and you're like in between these alleyways, and I see you totally transform your energy. So instead of being this like ballerina, now you look like this hip-hop person. And so you've got like a beanie on, really big baggy loose clothes, you have like earphones on, and you're listening to music, and you're walking to like what looks like a studio. And so instantly I get pulled to these movies. I think there are like 100 of these movies nowadays, but where like a girl is like classically trained by Juilliard in some, you know, formal dance style, and then she meets some like hip hop guy who's like from the streets, and they have this like love connection, and she becomes now like a hip hop dancer and disregards like the whole, you know, classical training she's had. So I'm getting this feeling. And so I see you now dancing in front of a mirror, and I'm not getting any connection to dance for you, but what I'm getting is that there's this so when I see you dancing the prima ballerina whatever in front of an audience, I'm getting that the audience is the people in your life, and I get that there's this misunderstanding or this misrepresentation of yourself, or you're having to live up to expectations of what you think the people around you expect of you, or there's this version of yourself that people understand you to be, and it's not the authentic part of you that you want people to know. So I get that there's this internal struggle right now going on between two versions of yourself, a version that everybody expects from you, and then I think there's this version of you that's emerging, or maybe you already have known about it for a long time, that's secret, or it's just now coming to light, that you want to be, you want that, you know, that that's the authentic part of you, but so many people know you as this one person that it's really hard, and the secondary version, this like hip hop version of you, is kind of like pushed to the side and not acknowledged, and it's almost like the secret part of you. And so I'm getting this duality between these two parts of your being right now, and I get that this one part is like done. It's, you know, the part that everybody's known you as and everybody's expected you to be is like ready to be done. You're ready to turn it in. You don't want to be that prima ballerina anymore. You're done with that lifestyle, and this like new version of you is coming through, and I see you in front of these mirrors, these long mirrors, and you're in the hip hop clothes, and you're doing like hip hop dance, and I see your heart center start glowing green, and it just starts filling the room around you. And so heart, you know, anytime we connect into the heart, we're connecting into our most authentic version of ourselves. We're connecting into the inner child, and this is the most loving, playful version of ourselves that's connected into our highest destiny. And so I get that this part of you is emerging, and or has emerged, but not given the time it needs. And so there's this internal struggle of like who you are and who you want to be, or who you know you should be maybe. And so from here, I see this green light almost pick you up in like a pillar, like it's a beamed down thing of light, and I see you raise up, like levitate up, and you're being held in a state of like suspension inside this green tube of light. And so I'm seeing this happen for you in your energy, but I'm feeling it in my own body, and what I'm feeling is just freedom and the most positive energy and so much loving energy. It's just a good feeling, like comforting feeling energy. And so I'm seeing you in this energy, and I'm almost seeing it as an activation for you, being in this green tube of light. So this is something you can even envision yourself in every morning when you wake up, and every night before you go to sleep. Just envision this green tube of light coming down around your body. But I feel like this light, then I see you go back down to the rainbow road, and you connect down, and as you do, this green energy connects around you like it looks like an egg shape. So to me, that's always like representative of the auric field. And so and the auric field with green light. So I'm getting that this light is protecting you. And so now I'm taking the energy of what kind of I saw before. So, when you can connect into that most authentic part of yourself, that you're going to be completely protected. And here's the thing. So whenever we transition from, whether it's an initiation, whether we're up-leveling, our own existence, whether it's like a perspective thing, or like it sounds like for you, like this growth where you kind of lived out your life in one way, one kind of understanding, and that's how everybody knew you, but you feel this deep need to kind of follow this other passion and this more authentic part of yourself or your journey. So anytime you do that, it's very scary because basically there's a lot of fear and trepidation into moving into that new version of you, because how are the people around you going to feel? How's it going to affect people? What are people going to think of you? Like, you don't even know what this new kind of lifeline is going to end up with. So there's just a lot of anxiety and fear into like becoming this person. But I get that this egg shape of green energy around you means that whenever you can connect into that most authentic feeling of who you are or who you want to be, that being connected into that authenticity is going to be protective for you, and it's going to give you a space to be yourself and play and learn and be who you want to be in a completely loving and comforted and positive space. And so I actually see you in this orb, and I see you being like half hip hop, half ballerina, and I see you doing really funky like hip hop but ballerina moves, and I see you creating this new style, this new energy, something that is like new to the world. And I see that for you, it feels awkward, and there's this fear around it because it's new and people don't know. So take this to the bigger picture, right? So if you're starting a business, or if you're trying to, be something that you hadn't been before, like this is the new energy. You're trying to create or manifest this new energy into the world, and I feel like it hasn't been done before. And so this is very almost, there's some fear or scare, there's some part of you that's scared in bringing this to the public, because like what are people gonna think of you, or what are people gonna say, with this new kind of concept. And so I see you though being completely protected as long as you can stay completely connected to that authentic part of you, the reason why you wanted to do this, or the feelings that connected you so deeply to this change. Like, as long as you can stay connected to that, you're going to be completely protected no matter what you do. So from here, I see you move to the portal, which is like represented by like a door frame, and you move towards it, and you're still in your green orb of energy, and like all this water starts dripping down on you, and it actually like you look like a wet dog. Like all your hair is plastered down around you. Like the green orb is now like down around your ankles. All the energy's kind of dripped off of you. And what I see you staring at through the portal is this huge wave. And if you saw Interstellar, it's like that huge wave that's on those planets, like a huge tsunami wave, and it's just powering over top of you, and you're terrified. Like the swell is like pulling, and all this water is being pulled up into this massive crescent kind of wave, and it's getting ready to crash down on you, and you are in complete fear. And so anytime I see this in water energy, it always to me represents, especially moving through the portal, it represents the emotional body. So I get that there's still the thing that's holding you back from connecting completely into your authentic self is the emotional attachment. So for whatever reason, maybe there's an inability to disconnect yourself from actually being in these emotions of maybe fear of change or the unknown, these kind of the trepidation that follows with changing yourself. And that's another thing too, in sacral chakra energy, it's all about being fluid with change. And so I get that if you connect into the emotions, that's what's going to hold you back. So what happens, the wave crashes on you, and I see you almost like pulled, slingshotted through the wave, and you get pulled down from, I don't know if you've ever been like in waves surfing or anything, and if you get caught in the barrel of it, like you'll start thrashing around like a washing machine. But I saw that you were actually pulled divinely, like pulled through that part that would like tumble you around, and you were pulled up onto the back of the wave where it's like easy, smooth riding. And as you're up on the back of the wave, like you're laying now almost like on a tube or a surfboard, staring up at the sun, and I see the sun connecting down into your body. And I get, what I hear in my head is you have to detach from the emotion and connect into the wisdom. So the sun is the solar plexus, that's your light body, that's your mental body. So they're basically saying that the way to connect into that most authentic part of yourself and stay in that protected zone and not allow yourself to get kind of sidetracked is to detach from the emotion. So do not get intermixed with the emotions of it, and stay connected to your highest wisdom. Whatever started this transformation for you in the first place, stay connected to that highest wisdom that got you, on this path, and detach from the emotions. And that's what's going to keep you, I think, centered within this transformation. And so from here, I see you kind of just roll off the back of the wave, and now I see you walking towards your Akashic records, and it's this big, opulent kind of castle. And it's interesting because your records are like really big, and they're like right on the left. So like my right eye is like one thing and my left eye is another thing, how I'm seeing. So my right eye is like stationary, and it's your Akashic records, and what I'm seeing through the left eye is you walking on this path, and the path is almost like a treadmill, and the front of the treadmill is your Akashic records. Like the path keeps moving, but you stay right in the middle of it, and the Akashic records are right there. Like you could reach out and touch it, but you're not getting there. It's like, so I get that there's this endless road to the records. So I get that there's an endless kind of seeking for something that's not obtainable type of a thing. And so this is kind of what I'm getting is maybe your perception of the being able to connect into the highest wisdom, or into your most divine, higher self wisdom, your most divine path. Something like the road is never ending, to get to that final destination maybe. So from here, then, as soon as I kind of make that statement, everything connects, and you're able to walk right up to the door of your Akashic records. As you get to the door and move through, you go right into your records, and it's all dark, and you reach your left hand out and you reach for the light switch and you flip it on and off, and nothing happens. And so I'm getting, here we are, like unable to bring light into the dark. So for whatever reason, I'm assuming that that you're not connected into your most highest knowing. The records is always a symbol of your highest wisdom, of a connection from like all your lifetimes. And so I'm getting that there's this sense of not being able to access this this information, this wisdom in your current physical experience or lifetime. And so I call down your higher self, and your higher self comes down. And as your higher self comes down, as they descend down into the Akashic records, everything starts turning to light. And so I'm seeing everything reveal itself, and I'm seeing this crazy factory inside your Akashic records. It's like literally what you would think, like, I'm not even sure, like just a crazy factory, but it's like a Wonka factory. Everything's kind of like shiny and gold and cool, and like weird tubes, producing mist and things. And it's like really kind of a magical factory, right? And so I'm looking at your higher self, and I go, what's for the greatest good for this person to know at this moment in time? Your higher self basically runs me through everything so far that we've experienced, and says that that you have so much working for you and aligning for you in your path, but you don't choose to see it. And I'm getting the light switch, like the on and off, like you feel like you're surrounded in darkness unless there's light, and that doesn't sound right, but it's like you because you can't see, you don't know all of the divine qualities that align for you daily to continue your work and in this physical world. And so they're kind of conveying that, like, just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. And they're showing me you have this factory working for you overtime, connecting everything divinely for you, connecting all of the dots for you. And they're saying because you choose kind of to be in this like darkness, that you're not seeing all these synchronistic things connect for you. And so then they're running me through that, you know, everything you're doing on this path is divinely aligned and has been divinely created for you to be able to transition into this new phase, into this new light. And you just have to not accept, but almost trust. That was it. It's like the trust and the wisdom in this process. Like the more you can stay connected to that authentic part of yourself and trust that the divinity and the connections are there, the more that light is going to surround you, and you're going to be protected as long as you're connected into that authentic part of yourself. But the more you can trust in it and allow the path to just kind of be, I feel like there's this playfulness in the path. As long as you can be authentic and playful, that path is going to become more and more clear for you. So with light and love.